Welcome, everybody, to the wellness journey. I love the fact that when patients come into our chiropractic office, we don't start by asking them a whole lot of questions about their past history, about what they've done, maybe what other doctors they've been to that oftentimes haven't helped them and solved their problems. We start that wellness journey out by listening to what the body is telling us. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center, and the wellness journey starts oftentimes long before anybody walks into their doctor's office. In fact, it often starts out with a process of dreaming, designing, and then building the solution to the problem at hand. Now, as we look at that dream process, I love the fact that our patients recognize the brokenness that they've attained, the brokenness that is keeping them from living life as vitally as they desire. I recognize that they've decided that enough's enough. And oftentimes they realize the solution is not going to be found in a bottle. It's not going to be found with some pill or potion. It is certainly not going to be found out by some shot that they're going to get. And in fact, they realize that the solution oftentimes resides within them as opposed to from outside of who they are. They dream. They dream those dreams of realizing that they should be able to do things. They should be able to run those distances, maybe lift certain amounts of weight. Maybe it's the grandmother who just, realizes that she should be able to get on and off the floor to be able to play with the grandchildren or care for the house. Maybe it's the fact that they want to be able to get through the day and feel like they're not broken. Well, in the end, it's in those moments of dreaming that they recognize the possibilities that they can attain, that they can get back to. And I do love the fact that if we can dream it, we can do it. In fact, there's a very simple process. It's called time, frequency, and intensity. And in following those three simple steps, as we realize the change in the outcome, we'll realize a shift that our body can make. Now, dreaming also means that we have to come up with and we have to filter down the dreams to possibly that one target at first. And in our office, by the time we've completed that first day of your evaluation, the first day of accumulating all types of information, the question is asked, that question of truth. What's really at your heart's desire? What's that one thing that you as a patient desire to be able to get back to? Maybe it's the thing that you were able to do beforehand. Maybe it's that new goal that you have that you realize it's just outside of your reach right now. But that dreaming points us to a time and a place in the future to aspire to raise the level of function. And the one thing that I realize and doctors of chiropractic realize is that that power resides within each and every one of us. And our body was designed to be changed. So therefore, you know what? As we complete that new patient evaluation in the wellness journey, we get to start to think about, well, this is exactly where you are. The palpation, the posture check, looking inside and taking those x-rays, measuring those changes, those angles. It gives us an understanding of where it is that we're starting from. And like building anything, you have to design where it is you want to go and how far you're capable of taking things. One of my friends has noted to say, the sad thing is that the average chiropractic patient is 50 years of age and 600 maintenance adjustments behind schedule. Sadly, we realize that oftentimes as chiropractic patients, we're bringing a brokenness to our chiropractic office. and asking to be made whole again. Well, unfortunately, there are physical limitations that matter. And we realize that sometimes that new level of optimal may not be all the way at 100%. Maybe it will be us reaching that 90%, that 95% level. I don't know. But without looking within, without understanding the structure and the function of your spine, there's no way of designing a program that'll allow you to create the change that you ultimately desire and produce the understanding of those limitations. Because there's going to be some of those conditions, some of those subluxations and breakdowns that maybe we have to talk about, not just fixing and correcting, but managing differently for the rest of your life. Yes, you're going to take care of the spine differently for the rest of your life. But knowing the why we're going to take those action steps is critically important. In fact, from there, it is literally a matter of building action steps. Just like if we were building a house, laying one level on top of the next, on top of the next, allows us to continue to create a structure that not only functions well for a really long time, but is going to carry us through the rest of our life without the breakdowns, without the crisis situations that oftentimes befall people because they haven't built this body of theirs on a solid foundation. I love the fact that as you do the hard work and you provoke the body to create change, that our body is willing to change. Once every 90 days, all the tissues in your body turn over just one time. In 7 years, your body is totally anew. And we realize that as we continue to work on this structure and work on the function of this structure, we get to build a system that is stronger and more capable of withstanding the stresses that you and I put through it every single day. Whether it's the 10,000 steps a day, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's the hours and hours in front of the computer screen. Maybe it's the hours that we spend caring for a family member or a sibling. Or maybe it's just that self-care. But we realize we need to build our system stronger. And the sad thing is, in America, we've demonstrated out that what we have been doing is not working. When we recognize that we're spending more monies on drugs, more monies on medications, we're having more surgeries, there's higher rates of cancers and tumors and heart disease than ever before. In fact, even though we're consuming more milk and dairy products, we have a higher level of osteoporosis. We realize that the thought processes, the things that we thought were truths in the past, well, they've shown themselves not to necessarily have the outcome that we ultimately desire. Yes, all that healing resides within you. You've been given an amazing structure that's capable of doing absolutely fabulous things. Our job is to tap into what's inside of us already. We don't have to recreate the wheel. It's already there. And in fact, in the wellness journey, one of the really big things as far as success is concerned is once we've developed that plan, stick with the plan. 9 times out of 10, listen, we realize that consistency and persistence in a process are some of the hardest things for people to do. If you've ever lost weight, if you've ever been on a diet plan, oftentimes you get to see the success over time. You see the weight, the scale continuing to go down. The numbers continue to lessen. And yet once you've gotten to that desired target number, you can start to realize, well, I just completed the easy part. The really hard part is the consistency to make sure that my body stays where it's supposed to be. One of the big things in our chiropractic office is, listen, we talk about healthcare issues all the time. When you walk through our door, no, we're not talking about weather or politics. We're not talking about sports from over the weekend. We're talking about those things that move and shape who we are. Those thoughts and those topics that cause us and provoke us to think about the choices that we're making differently. We want you to ask questions and listen to the answers, not just your own questions and your own answers, but other people's. So you get to learn from them. You get the opportunity of not having to make mistakes somebody else made, but learn from those mistakes, learn from those situations to not only utilize that information yourself, but help others around you make those better decisions. Getting knowledge is an absolutely critical part of making a shift and taking that wellness journey. Dr. Keeney is noted through his research study in regards to the leading causes of death in the United States. And Keeney states that it's not, cancer and tumors, it isn't car accidents, it isn't slip and falls. The leading cause of death in the United States is poor decision making. Our workshops are designed to have those singular topics, to review that information and give you those nuts and bolts to be able to take home and apply for yourself. And in 15 or 20 minutes, be able to have that one thing that you're going to be doing in order to create a shift in your life that's going to allow you to move the dial, move that needle forward a little bit more. And then next week, come back for more and more and more. And steadily over time, having that opportunity of feeding your brain with those better choices means that we're not going to be living in that world of insanity, doing the same bad thing again and again and expecting a different result. That's not what we're going to be doing. We're going to get that knowledge to break that pattern. And then finally, reviewing the progress. I love this part. Every 90 days, pausing for just those few moments, reflecting on where we've been, what changes we're working on, and where those action steps have taken us. We get to see how rapidly our body is allowing us to create those changes. In fact, in those moments, reflecting on, so what are those things that I could have done, maybe me as a patient could have done to help improve the outcome? Every athlete is posed with that same question. When they go back and they review films of them performing, what could you have done differently to have had that better outcome? We're no different than professional athletes. We're no different than those elite individuals. We just have to set ourselves up for that. And in fact, probably one of the biggest things in the wellness journey happens to be the fact that we have to take the first step. Oh, procrastination is the killer. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get to it sometime. Maybe it's the fear of the unknown. What's on the other side of that door? The bottom line is by taking that first step, by simply getting checked, it eliminates fear. It gives us power over our problems because it takes away the shroud of the unknown and it allows us that opportunity to then develop the plan, to design what needs to be done, to work it and enjoy not only feeling and experiencing the outcome, but truly recognizing how we're growing this body of ours stronger and healthier to serve us over time the way we would desire. I love the fact that the Limerick Chiropractic Center, that getting checked, it's simple, it's easy, and it only takes but a few moments. I would encourage you and I challenge you. If you've never been checked, pause. Make sure that you're taking that opportunity. Just like we take our cars in order to have inspections done, just like we go to the dentist once every 6 months to have our teeth checked and cleaned, let's understand your nervous system, that spinal column of yours, is the master system of your body. We need to make sure that we're stopping and checking that master system to ensure its function throughout our lifetime. If not, we are doomed for failure. As always, if you have questions, reach out to us. Leave us a comment below in regards to, what it takes to get checked, or if in fact you have a question about what chiropractic care is about, leave us a comment section. We ask that you always do three things with these videos: like it, comment on it, and share it with your Facebook friends so that they have an opportunity of learning more about the wellness journey for themselves. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center.